what I want to do, I want to get back to Tyler because his phone wasn't working well, and I forgot to go back to him, and he's been waiting patiently. And Tyler wanted to know something about animal food as opposed to plants, right, White Tyler?
Yes, my question was relating towards animals and why people choose to eat animals.
Because it tastes good and it's healthy.
Okay, well, personally, in my own conviction, I feel the way we treat animals is poor and wrong, and it lacks conviction.
Why you say that?
Well, I just think the fact that we raise them to slay them and we raise them in such terrible conditions, and the fact that we even have the entitlement over their being,
but
saying that we own your body.
God gave you authority over the animals.
But didn't he give us wisdom to not have to resort to such violent acts of cruelty when we can eat plant-based? I'm not trying to judge. I'm not trying to judge people, but I think that's how I view it from my perspective. I'm not saying that's God's perspective.
Do you? Oh, so you're saying that God gave us authority over animals, and we can. You're saying that you're not disagreeing with God. You don't eat animal meat?
No, not personally. No.
What do you eat?
I eat beans. I eat peanut butter. I eat whole grain Ezekiel 4:9 bread.
Why are you poor?
Simple stuff. Yeah, I am. I'm homeless right now. I'm living in my car. I'm calling out of my car.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
And so the reason you're not eating any meat, you don't have any meat?
No, actually, I just think about how I'm suffering and what I'm going through and the lack of control in my life.
How old are you?
My best. I'm 24.
Why don't you go get a job?
Well, I've worked a lot of jobs, Jesse, and most jobs don't really align with, God's values. You work these jobs and they end up treating you so poorly that it just ends up not being worth the hell. And honestly, I've had multiple jobs try to teach me empathy, how to learn about empathy and where it comes from. And
Kevin,
that's just,
Kevin,
it's really rough.
Tyler.
Yes.
Why don't you go get a job, get yourself an apartment, and live your life?
I did just apply to a job, and I did just get an interview at O'Reilly's on Friday. The manager said he's waiting for the HR to approve my hire, but then he hired somebody else instead of me.
And so, how old are you? 21?
I'm 24, and I've already applied to a couple new jobs.
So why don't you go back home and let your folks help you?
My dad is an alcoholic, and he's extremely hard to be around. He pushes people around, and when I'm there, he gets really aggressive and loud. And my stepmom is now married to him, and I don't want to be there because when I'm there, it causes things to get chaotic. And
where's your mother?
Ends up with the police being called. My mom is out of the picture. I've tried talking to her a lot, and she doesn't really care. I forgive her. Like you say about forgiving, and all that. I've already, I came to God myself at 21 through, a bad, relationship with a girl or whatever. I came to God, to answer my problems, and I just rely on God, and I forgive. I'm not...
You told your mother you forgive her?
Yes.
And what did she say when you told her that?
She tries to be distant with me. She avoids me. So.
And did you forgive your father as well for not protecting you from your mother?
Yes, I've forgiven my father for everything he's done.
And did you tell him that?
Yes, I told him I don't resent him, that I love him, and I know he tried his best.
Yeah. Now, are you doing the silent prayer?
Maybe not necessarily the silent prayer necessarily, but I do try to stay in communion with God all day and just rely on God for.
Are you doing the silent prayer?
No.
Why not?
I just feel God in my presence every day, and maybe I could be doing silent prayer, but
what does He feel like? You say
God doesn't necessarily feel like anything. It's just.
But what do you mean? You feel His presence every day?
You know the Spirit's there because you're doing your best, and you're not actively participating in sin. You're living by your values. And you're being.
Kevin, come back to your phone. Come back to your phone.
Yeah. You're living by your values and you're being structured, and that makes you feel confident in your faith in God and your feeling in God.
So if you one with God, why are you homeless?
Well, I think to build character, maybe I'm lacking character in some regards. Maybe I need to grow more. I don't know. I've been homeless. This is my third time being homeless. I have people walking past me. It's kind of uncomfortable to talk about this, but this is my third time being homeless, and this time around, I feel like I actually understand like how to get out of it. Before when I bought cars, I never registered them in my name, and I never paid for the insurance. Now
Kevin,
I have registration and insurance.
Kevin.
Tyler, by the way.
I
And it's
mean
okay,
Tyler.
Jesse.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that,
Yeah,
man.
it's okay, Jesse.
Tyler. I want do what you want, but I recommend you need to start doing the silent prayer, so you
Yeah.
can stay out of your imagination. You're too one with your thoughts, and you don't know the depths of how all thoughts are all lies all the time about anything, and they're lying to you, and you're believing them, and that's why you can't keep a job. You have all these wrong ideas about your values and about other people, and it's keeping you in hell. I, do your little Hoover to Holler prayer, whatever you're doing, but I recommend you start doing the silent prayer because you're living in darkness and you're calling it the light.
I guess I'm not really sure how that makes sense, but
You need
yeah.
to start. You need to start doing the silent prayer so you can see. You're involved in your imagination and thoughts. And you believe
I will
in them.
say I do entertain my thoughts a lot to the point where it does detriment my life.
I know. It's
So,
clear to me that you're
yeah.
living in your imagination. So what I recommend, do what you want. You should start doing the silent prayer so you can live outside your thoughts and not in the thoughts. And then you should know God, and God will guide you. Right now, you don't have a relationship with God at all.
Oh, I feel like those thoughts lead to isolation a lot.
Isolation of what?
Disparity. Well, just like your thoughts, they ruin you.
Right, they
just lead
do,
you
but
to disparity and misery.
But you're living in them, and that's why you are
Yeah.
miserable. So do those thoughts. Let me know. I mean, do the silent prayer. Let me know how it goes. All right.
All right. Well, I just want to say one more thing. I really appreciate how you reach to young men about finding an identity through themselves and through Christ,
Right
and
on.
not through groups.
Nice.
Because that is what is dividing our country, and it is really disheartening to see people angry at the wrong things. People are angry at God, and it really doesn't make a lot of sense because it's people that are making life hell. You got to return to the Father, like you said.
Yeah.
It's the only way to find peace and comfort in life. And even if you're not perfect, at least you have the Father. So.
Absolutely. So start doing the silent prayer. Let me know how it goes. All right.
All right, Jesse. I will. Thank you very much.
All right, buddy.